This episode is brought to you by Code Ninjas, located at 1006 South Ave West in Westfield. Code Ninjas offers exciting opportunities for kids 5 and up, including after-school and summer camp programs. Transform your child's love for technology into an exciting learning adventure. Guided by their team of Code Senseis, Code Ninjas camps empower kids to gain valuable tech skills and make new friends. Visit their website at codeninjas.com to learn more and register for camp now.
Welcome back to another episode of That Westfield podcast. Today we are joined by Adrienne Fudge of 40 Dreams. What's up, Adrienne?
Hey, same old. Yeah, it's kind of like things are a little crazy right now, but things are good.
Yeah. Well, you're in the food biz, so it's always crazy. I don't think we ever really get a break when we're in the industry.
Crazy, right?
There's some sort of weird mental illness that we all have that has not been diagnosed in the DSM yet.
Right. I'm sure they're working on it.
Business owner-itis of some sort, where we just love chaos and stress and anxiety, and somehow it makes us happy and fulfilled.
I guess.
So 40 Dreams, you purchased a business that was in town, brought your existing business into it. So tell us about how that all happened and what you guys do.
Okay, so 40 Dreams Catering, I've had this business since 2015, and we provide meals to senior citizens and disabled adults in 9 New Jersey counties. And I initially started with a shared kitchen. So I had been in different kitchens, and they shut down the business. I have to move to another kitchen. And so I was like, I have to buy my own building. So I ended up looking for literally like about a year before I found the location here in Westfield. And so that whole journey was crazy. But when I met David, the previous owner, he was amazing. Like, he was super helpful. He was very welcoming. I hadn't always had that experience, but he wanted to sell the property. I wanted to buy the property, and that's what happened. We got it done.
Right. And that was the Cooking Time School.
That was Classic Time.
Classic Time that everybody knows it as.
Yes,
the last few years.
Everyone,
Classic Time, right.
If I should have named it something else, like, I don't know, some other name.
You're calling it Cooking Time.
I called it Cooking Time.
Okay.
And there's so much confusion. Like, we're still getting people like, oh, I bought a gift certificate from 2010. Right. And can I use it now?
Listen, to those people, you can't use gift cards from old businesses to new businesses. I got that all the time, too. It's like, why do you think you could do that? I don't know. Calling y'all out.
Yeah, I mean, I get why they think it's the same business, but I didn't get any of that money. It would be like me giving a free class. Right. And unfortunately, we can't just
Come on, guys. Come on. Stuff it.
So then I bought the building in December of 2022.
Cool.
And then we started like 2 weeks later, continuing the operation. So we feed about 300 seniors. We do about 2,200 meals a week.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's like meal prep for older folks, and it's such a needed thing. You don't even think about it. Like, unless you have someone in your family who's elderly who hasn't cooked meals for themselves or who can't do it. Like, people used to ask me all the time for stuff at Federal, but like, it wasn't what I did. Like, I'm sure like the portions are made specifically for them, for their age group, for like what they need, and then you're making sure that they're getting these meals like every day. Like, you guys are pumping out 5 days a week, right?
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yep.
And said 2,200 meals a week.
Yeah. And I mean, it's really not a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people. Like, a lot of meals. Yeah, I think that adds up. And you're growing. It's not like you're not growing. Right.
Exactly. I mean, we started with 3 clients. We had 3 clients when we first started, and I was like, what am I doing? I'd cook. I'd deliver the meals. It was so cute. It's still nice. I like it. It's not cute though.
Yeah, it's not cute. It's like, I was in your kitchen, and it was like when all the orders are going out the door, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. Yeah. But yeah, you looks like you have an amazing team. Like, everyone is super happy and positive, and like that's a really big deal when you're making food. Like, it has to be made with love, and the space is great. I have so many questions for you. So what made you want to do this specifically to go get those 3 first clients that you got?
Well, that's a very interesting question. So no question you ask me is going to be like an easy answer, I don't think. But I didn't really decide to do this. What happened was I had a traditional catering business. So I was doing like corporate catering, some personal chefing, some, parties and things like that. And I did a talk on healthy eating, and someone in the audience approached me, and they were like, this is exactly what she said to me. She said, your name keeps coming across my desk, and my company is looking for someone to do meals for seniors, but don't tell them I sent you because I don't know if you can cook. So, so I was like, okay. She's like, so would you be interested? I was like, yeah, give me the information. So I did that, and I never mentioned her name.
Wow.
And I got the contract with the first insurance company. So how it works is that I partner with insurance companies who then pay for the meals. So the meals, our clients don't ever pay, but these are all Medicaid clients.
Not Medicare, Medicaid.
Medicaid. They are over 65 or 62. They are eligible for Medicare, but because of their financial status, they're also on Medicaid. So, so I didn't like people are like, oh, this is so nice of you to do this.
You're saying,
what a dream! Like, you achieved your dream, and I'm like, you know. It's great. I love it. And I think it was my fate, honestly, but I didn't necessarily set out to do this.
Right.
This is a second career for me. I have a background in human resources, but I, you know.
Well, why'd you get out of that? Same reason everybody else
leaves corporate. Corporate life just does not work with me. Like, it's not. It doesn't speak to my soul, as they say. You know? So,
I get it, right?
So, so I got out of that.
Yeah. And it's, so isn't it funny, like that one interaction and like just at an event will literally change the trajectory of how your business goes. And because sometimes, you don't know exactly what you want to do, but when something just clicks and it feels right. And also that's from a business model perspective, like you have great steady income doing that. You get to keep people employed and just get to keep helping people, and it is something that is like very growable. So because you can just, as long as you can get to different places and with more truck, because you have how many vans?
I have 4 vans.
4 vans going out every day. Right. Yeah, that's crazy. I never had 4. It is. I never had 4 vans going out every day. I did a lot of meal prep. I did like 500 a week, and that felt like, I remember the first day I did 87 meals, and there's a picture of me laying on the table. I was exhausted. And then, once I got to 500, we're like banging it out, and you don't think about it. But, it adds up, and it's a lot of work. Like, I know what it takes to be in that kitchen, and I've seen your kitchen, and like, you don't have like 1,000 ovens. Like, we don't have these big commercial facilities like a Blue Apron or something. Like, we have kitchens, and when you're in a shared space, you're sharing it, but to put all the stuff in, to prep the chicken, the broccoli, the rice, to cool, time temp, like it's a lot of work. People don't realize what goes into it, and the love and the care, and to not get people sick, with all the food safety stuff. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. It is. So I appreciate you. Okay, I get it.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody appreciates me.
Now I'm sure every single one of those people who gets to just heat up a healthy meal very much appreciates you, because otherwise, what would they do?
Yeah, one of our clients called, this woman was so funny, right? Her name was, I would call her Miss Jones. Okay. That's not her name.
Miss Jones.
But so Miss Jones had called. She had been with us for like 2 weeks. And it was like this really crazy, like where she lived wasn't necessarily in the safest area. And it was just, I actually did her first delivery because we couldn't find it. And it was just like, it was just really a rough spot, right? So I'll just leave it at that. And she calls 2 weeks later because I felt like, I went through all this trouble to bring her this food. She calls me 2 weeks later and she's like, I want to switch companies. And I'm like, but why, Mrs. Jones?
Yeah.
I know I have it now, and I'm bringing you your food. Why do you want to switch? And she's like, well, you don't put any salt in your food, and you don't serve desserts. And I'm like, you're hypertensive and diabetic. Like, that's why.
Yeah,
so we don't put salt or added sugar in our food. And she's like, well, I'm accustomed to eating salt. And I'm like, well, we are trying to do what's best for your quality of life. Right. No lie.
That's interesting.
2 weeks later. So we had her for 2 weeks. She left for 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks after she left, she calls me back and she's like, baby. And I was like, baby.
You're like, who dis? New phone, who dis?
Exactly. So she's like, it's Miss Jones. And I really think I should come back to 40 Dreams. And I was like, what happened? I was like, you didn't like the other company? And she was like, well, my doctor said that I control my numbers better when I'm eating food from 40 Dreams.
There you go.
And I was just like, at that moment, I just like was in tears because that's our mission. Our mission is to have a healthy, is to have a positive impact on the health of clients. And you just, like, it's just amazing.
Just when you feel, when you know what you're doing is doing something good.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, I set out to not cook with salt and sugar and that's a whole long story, but about my mom who, was diagnosed with lupus when I was really young. And so she was on a restricted diet. So I grew up learning how to cook with herbs and spices as opposed to with salt. And, so, you know, but knowing like that the decision that I made for people was actually having a positive impact on them is like, it blows me away.
Yeah, I get it. Trust me. If anybody gets it, it's me, right? Like doing gluten-free, dairy-free, and you know, sometimes people didn't understand what I was doing or it wasn't for them, and that's okay. But like at the end of the day, I always felt good about what I was putting out there, and 98% of the time, like, you won, and it was great. So again, once again, I get it, and I appreciate you for what you're doing, because I know like if I had elderly parents, like, you know, my dad's in his 60s now, and like I, as we're sitting here talking about this, like, I don't think he would qualify, but I'm also like, he should be getting something, because we brought him food. He doesn't eat it. He just like wants to eat what he wants to eat, but he would eat like a chicken, broccoli, rice thing, and like not even think about it and just go about his day. So yeah, I imagine like, do you guys have like the same menu all the time, or
so the menu changes weekly? We change the menu weekly. Right now, there's so many things happening, but the menu does change weekly. And we, you know, everybody always gets a protein, a starch, and a vegetable, or they'll get a protein and 2 vegetables.
Nice.
We
low carb, baby.
Yeah, we try to go low on the carb side, but
you guys had enough carbs in your lifetime. It's okay. Now's the time to be healthy. I'm kidding.
It's so funny because like sometimes I'll tell people like, well, you know, you really don't want to eat that, and they're like, who are you to tell me what to eat? Like, and I'm like, well, you probably shouldn't.
We're like, your doctor called me. We spoke about you. We broke all the HIPAA laws, and you need the saltless potatoes. No, I get it. So yeah, I mean, your staff, like I said, was amazing. So you have like a head chef, and who just kind of like helps you like maintain all the chaos and get everything out and make those menus, and or do you do the menus yourself?
No, he does them all now. The menus, he creates them. That's Sometimes cool. I'm like, we're not going to serve that, and he you know, so we'll have our little discussions about that. But he's a great guy, Leaf. We actually met in culinary school. We were on a competitive cooking team together.
Very cool.
So we competed for the American Culinary Federation's junior team for North Jersey.
Nice.
And we won the state title.
Wow.
2 years in a row. Well, we won this. We both won twice. Let's put it that way. Just because like you can't be on the team for a certain amount of time. There's all these regulations, but the bottom line is we won the state title.
That's really cool.
We got that done.
You're like, we are the shit.
Right.
It's all good. So that's what you should tell the lady when she was like, I don't even know if you could cook. Be like, excuse me, you should put it on your business card.
You know, I don't even entertain those silly comments.
Award-winning 40 Dreams.
Right.
That's really cool. Okay, so we obviously know that you do all the stuff for the senior meal prep, and people are delivered meals, and people can find all the information on your website. But you guys also took over like the cooking classes from Classic Time too, right? Okay, tell me more.
Which again, like, was not something I had planned to do. I was like, people were like showing up at the door with their child, and it broke my heart. Like, there's this 4-year-old little girl, and her dad is like, "Are you gonna have her birthday party here?" And I was just like, "What? Wow. Like, you put me on the spot to say no to your child?" But
I hope he's watching this. No, but that's cool. People wanted it, right?
Yeah. So the community wanted the classes, and the staff wanted to come back. So it's excluding Kim Osterhout, who is our jams chef. Everybody else is the same from back in the day when David had Classic Time. So the Cooking Time staff is all the same.
Nice.
And, you know, we have some new things coming out. We have an amazing burger class that we haven't been able to run. It's like, it's beef burgers. I don't eat beef, but everyone else does apparently. So it's beef burgers, shrimp burgers, and then sometimes a mushroom burger.
Okay,
so
cool.
It's a great class. I'm just hoping like next time we put it up that somebody will.
Yeah.
At least
we gotta get the word out there. Yeah, for sure. Well, this is the time of year for burgers too. Like, this is when people start grilling and stuff. So all your classes are on the website. People can find everything upcoming, and they could just like pre-purchase a spot on the website.
Yep, absolutely.
And then just show up and whatever. Yeah, your space is really cool too. The building is like so old and like our ceilings are really high and it's a cool space.
Interesting architecture there. Yeah.
But you guys also have this really cool garden in the yard, in the backyard. So tell us about that, because there was like you're doing a camp for that.
Right.
Garden
So
camp?
we have a garden camp in the back, and the camp runs 4 days a week. It's Monday through Thursday. There are different time schedules for different age groups, and so all of that information is on the website. We also do birthday parties, as I mentioned, and corporate team building is one of our big
nice.
hits. So we have had multiple pharmaceutical companies come
the irony.
to do team. What'd you say?
The irony.
To take classes for
cool.
corporate team building. So we do, like cooking is something that just
brings people together.
Yeah. And I don't care what the occasion is, there's always going to be food. Like that's kind of like the thing that we can all agree on, right? Like if we can either all agree that the food is awful, or we can all agree that the food is great. But regardless of what the food tastes like food just makes everything better.
For sure.
Any type of, I don't care whether it's the wedding or, the quinceanera or the, sweet 16 or,
just a birthday party, like anything.
Right. A birthday party.
Retirement parties.
Right. Exactly. Like it's great. So, and cooking classes are a lot of fun. So I guess like one of our most popular classes are either children birthday parties or our couple classes.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
People love to come with their, either somebody they just met or somebody they're trying to get rid of.
Trying to impress. Wait, how does that work? You like leave them there?
Cooking counseling.
They're like, why? I feel like knives are dangerous in that scenario, but yeah. I won't ask. You're like, we have extra insurance for that. It's fine. Oh my God. That's really funny. Okay. Wait, do you guys still do regular catering too? Like for like
we don't.
We don't. Okay. So you stopped all that.
Yeah, we just
it's too much.
Cooking classes and senior meals and and the Westfield Y, we provide meals lunch for the daycare kids.
Very
at the
cool.
Westfield Y.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's really nice.
So that's like year round. You do that, or just like in the summertime?
Nope, year round.
Yeah, that's fun. Oh man, so that's cool. So okay. Obviously, business is not always as fun as we want it to be. So, right, and every business goes through struggles. When I had the restaurant, I ended up getting COVID in January of 2022, I think it was, 22, and like it almost shut us down. Like we actually had to do a GoFundMe to just even stay open, and without it, and like even with it, like we barely still stayed open, which is crazy. So because of no fault of your own, you guys are kind of in a similar situation where this huge data breach from a couple months ago has completely like rippled into your business. So tell everyone a little bit about that and how it's affected you guys.
Okay, so Change Healthcare had a data breach. So just to give the background is, as I mentioned before, we provide meals through the Medicaid, through Medicaid and through insurance companies, which means that we have to submit medical claims in order to get reimbursed for the work that we did, just like a doctor's office. And Change Healthcare processes those claims. Well, they had a data breach, a cyber attack, and that cyber attack had them shut down their operations. So what that means is we don't get paid. So we haven't been paid since February 9th of this year. And it's really difficult. I mean, I've borrowed money from just about everybody I know that I can borrow money from.
Because at some point you will get reimbursed, but you have no idea when. Right. It could be months from now.
So initially it was like, this is going to be fixed in 2 weeks. Well, we're 2.5 months in.
That sounds familiar. 2 weeks.
Like COVID.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
This is going to blow over. But yeah, so we haven't been paid. And the thing about medical billing is, for those of you who don't know, the insurance companies deny a lot of the claims, even though you've done the work. So even though you've gone to the doctor, that doesn't mean that they've gotten paid for that work, because the insurance company will deny it, and you don't always get reimbursed for that. So we're just in a very difficult,
that's just shitty.
Challenging.
I'll say it for you. That sucks. Like, it just plain sucks because no one's business is like dependent on that. Like, it's usually like, everybody has slow weeks and stuff like that, but things pick up or they even out by the end of the month. Like, you were literally, your model is like so safe in one way, but literally just turned into the most unsafe model to have, right? And it's like, but you still have to keep making these meals. You're under contract. You can't stop eating.
If I stop feeding people, then I'll get fined by Medicaid and by the insurance companies.
This is wild.
Even though the processing company isn't paying, isn't doing their job so that we can get paid.
Right. And you're not the only business in this situation, right?
There's
this is like a huge problem around the country. And like, I only know about it because of you. And I guarantee everyone watching this is
so it's crazy to me that people aren't talking about it, that it's not on the news every day. Because initially there were people like that could not get their medicine. Right. Pharmacies were unable to fill subscriptions. Doctors' offices didn't have like what they needed. Clinics and places like that, and couldn't get the chemotherapy that they needed for certain people. So it's a very serious issue. And now there's lots of class action suits all over against Change Healthcare. But it's a serious problem, and I don't think that people understand. Like, if they went to the pharmacy, like with my clients, they're seniors and they're on Medicaid, right? So if they go to the pharmacy to get their regular medication, that pharmacy may be like on the corner of their block, let's say. Right. They can't just go to another pharmacy, right? Like, there are people who can just go to another pharmacy. Okay, well, you're not going to fill my prescription? I'll go to the Walgreens down the street, or I'll go to CVS over here, or I'll go somewhere else. They couldn't do that. They can't. Everybody doesn't have that ability because of all kinds of things, like age, disability, whatever. Like, they can't just, or they just don't know how. One of the men that works with me, his husband had a surgery that he had planned 9 months out, and he had to take medication 2 weeks prior to that. He couldn't get it, and they live in Newark, and he went to he said he went to like 8 different pharmacies on Ferry Street in Newark, right? And nobody could fill it. He had to go to Manhattan to get the medication that he needed for this surgery that he had to have. Wow, that is insane. Like, people. So I believe that there are people who are suffering because they didn't get their medications on time. Right, for sure. So that's, it is very serious. Everybody should look it up. It's a Change Healthcare. If you Google Change Healthcare, it's going to come up.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe we'll put some links in your stuff so people can take a look at it, because it's super interesting. And so you actually started a GoFundMe to just help you kind of get through the situation. Again, like, no shame. Like, I've been there. Like, I get it. And because people don't understand, like, the bills pile up. It's not just like, you have to pay your staff, the mortgage, like, and you have to keep buying food, spending thousands a week on your cog. And it's like, I'm impressed that you're even still like figuring this out, because I know how hard that is. And so, guys, if we could give her some help, or if there's anything else you can do for them, even just getting the word out there about the cooking classes, that helps you guys too, to get some cash flow in. But we're gonna put links to that and everything. Yeah, of course, because that's just, again, it has nothing to do with you as a business owner and your staff as a staff. Like, that's just like the government and some bureaucratic nonsense you can't do anything about. Like, I would be pissed. I would be burning shit down if I were you. And you're so nice. I would be banging on the congressman's door and being like, what?
I have reached out, and I have to say that Senator Bramnick has come through. Like, he has put me in contact with people that are trying to help. Nothing has happened yet, but at least they responded. I reached out to some other Congress people who I haven't heard from yet.
No, John's a man. Everybody says good things about him. I actually used to work for a state senator too, so I know how slow those processes can be, because I was the one picking up the phone getting yelled at and then had to do something about it, but I had no power to do the thing, right? So I get that too. But anyway, you guys are gonna be fine, because I know you guys, you're doing the right thing, and eventually, blessings come to those who are doing good things. And it's a story you'll tell 10 years from now. Like, remember that time we had no money for 6 months because of the breach? And you'll be like, yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I'm telling that story now. It's still it's crazy right now. Like,
it'll be crazy, but not stressful in 10 years, hopefully.
Yeah.
It'll be like running a restaurant during COVID, when we're like, back in my day, like, we had to, get through a whole damn pandemic. You guys made food during the pandemic and just kind of kept it going.
Well, the interesting thing about the pandemic for us was, because we were delivering to seniors, we had seniors calling us from all over the place. Like, we gave out a lot of free food that was not reported just because people were like, I have no food. They can't go outside. They're scared to death to leave their house because they're
seniors,
the most vulnerable population to COVID. And then some of the senior citizen buildings that we went to shut down. Like, they wouldn't let us in because they thought we might be carrying COVID into the building, and then they didn't want to have like a super spreader because we brought food to somebody. So it was really, really crazy times. But we got through that, and I expect that we're going to get through it.
You'll get through it. We're gonna make sure that the word gets out, and this helps you guys out. So, all right, where can everyone find you? Your website, Instagram, cell phone number? No, I'm kidding. No.
So the website is 40dreams.com, and the cooking classes are also there under the tab that says cooking classes.
Right. So 40, the number 40dreams.com.
Yes, 40 dreams, DREAM as in Mary, S as in Sam.com. 40dreams.com is the website. I don't know the social media.
I think it's 40 Dreams Catering, because I tagged you in something this morning. So something like, just type in 40 Dreams. It's like orange, like her shirt, and it pops up. It says 40. Like, you'll find it. It's easy.
Yeah.
But the website's always
catering
best.
Or 40 Dreams Caterers or
something like that.
I don't handle the social media.
No shame. You're not the first business owner to not know their Instagram handle on here, which is really funny. So it's all, don't worry about it. All right, cool. So that's where they'll find you guys. Go check out our website, support Adrienne and the cause and everything. Thank you so much. This was very informative, and I learned a lot, and I hope we got through to some people.
Well, thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun.
I'm sure we'll see you around very soon.
Okay.
Bye.
That's good. Thank you.